Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here, and today we're taking a look at the 2024 Subaru WRX GT in that iconic World Rally Blue. So GT is a new trim level for 24 here in Canada. They've had it in the States previously. This is the absolute full load. And of course, iconic World Rally Blue, looks phenomenal. No changes body style wise from the 22-23 model. At the front, we do have smaller LED steering responsive headlights, very angular, very, very bright. Got that new fog light bezel with the LED fog lights, cladding along the bottom. GT does come with a transmission cooler in it, which is kind of hard to see from the front here, but it is down in there. Very nice. We've got a top mount intercooler and that's what the hood scoop's for. It is functional. It is powered by a 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine, producing 271 horsepower. Absolute riot to drive. Great looking car. They're a blast, especially with the Subaru Performance Transmission. That tranny cooler keeps you nice and cool when you're having fun. It keeps the transmission cool. Subaru even on the headlights there. Now, we do get gray painted, or matte gray painted 18-inch wheels, and we've got SP Sport Max GT tires on it. So good tire, right from factory. Turn signals integrated into the side mirrors, and we do get the tilt and slide sunroof in the full load GT. Give you that rear 3/4 view of it. And just like every other Subaru, fuel door, rear passenger side. If the driver door is unlocked, this is unlocked. When you click lock on your driver door, pin shoots out, locks in the hole there, makes it secure. We do get the trunk lip spoiler on the GT, and we have these newer style kind of crystalline tail lights and a black strip across tying them together. We've got quad tip exhaust. We do have keyless access to the trunk, and it's different from every other Subaru because it's just to the left of the main star, the button. They've put the backup camera in a more central position for reversing. Now, the trunk is absolutely cavernous. There's a ton of room in here. You can fit several pieces of luggage and sports equipment, big hockey bags, no issues there. If you ever manage to get stuck in your own trunk, there is a glow-in-the-dark trunk release. Easy close. Don't have to put a whole bunch of force into it. We do have functional vents down here. Don't know if you can see it in there. You can see the blue paint, but that does help with airflow, aerodynamics on the car. Now, in the second row, we have a ton of passenger room. You've got great headroom, you've got great leg room. Taller people will fit without issue. The seating material is the Ultra Suede with the leather bolstering, that light and dark gray Ultra Suede. Very, very comfortable. There is red contrast stitching, which is kind of par for the course with the WRX and STI higher end trims. Red has always been the highlight color. We've got a fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. Out of the center console here, we have heated seats for the outer board 2 passengers. Person in the middle, in addition to having to sit in the middle, doesn't get a heated butt. Storage area, 2 USBs, keep everyone connected on those longer trips, and we have map back pockets on the backs of both front seats. Despite being a sports car, it is practical. I mean, you've got trunk size, you've got easy access to the lower anchors and tethers for children, the latch system, rear door card, soft touch armrest. Even the rear window is an auto down, auto up window. It's fantastic. You don't see that on a lot of cars. A little bit of storage with a bottle holder. We've got child lock if you need it, and it is very, very safe. I get asked about this little black piece all the time. What is that? It's what this extra this side impact crash safety bar ties into. It's designed to help reduce the chance of intrusion into the passenger cab in the event of an accident. Up front, we do also have functional vents here coming through the wheel well, helps with airflow. Front driver door card looks very similar to that of the rear with the soft touch materials, the stitching. All 4 auto power window controls are available here for the driver. Window lock, power mirror adjustment. We've got a little bit more storage with the bottle holder, and then we do have the upgraded Harman Kardon audio system in this. So absolutely phenomenal audio system. The GT also gets the aluminum pedal covers with the rubber grippies. They're blue on the brake and the gas right now because they just haven't been peeled off yet. Driver's seat is power. Height adjustable, you've got lumbar, and the seating material is the same, the Ultra Suede, the leather bolstering, and you get WRX stitched on both front headrests there in red. Now, this is also tiltable, which makes it nice. You can adjust it depending how close to the back of your head you like your headrest. Bolsters are definitely more extreme on this, but they're not like some of the Recaros that are rock hard. They're gonna hold you in those corners really nicely, but it's not going to, well, shouldn't hurt. On the inside, we get a D-shaped steering wheel, so flat bottom steering wheel. A little bit of faux carbon fiber, more red stitching. Really nice leather wrap steering wheel, feels great in the hands. Left-hand side, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can issue voice commands, access Siri or Google Assistant, accept call, hang up or decline, volume toggle, switch between presets, switch from AM to FM to USB to auxiliary. Really easy to do. Right-hand side, we've got our adaptive cruise and our lane centering, which both use these two black boxes, those color stereo eyesight cameras, to look for pedestrians, cyclists, road lines, and other vehicles. It's also responsible for automatic emergency braking and pre-collision throttle management, so safety stuff. Actually, speaking of looking for things, visibility in this car, I think it's pretty darn good. Especially for a sedan, I think the visibility is fantastic in here. Of course, your mileage is gonna vary, depending on how you sit. I do recommend you come down and try sitting in one. Steering wheel is both tilt as well as telescopic, so you can adjust it to drivers of varying height, leg, and arm lengths. Just pull it up to lock it. When I have the adaptive cruise turned on, I get an image of the WRX there, and you'll notice there's 3 bars ahead of it. Now there's 4, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise. And you can decrease the follow distance just by pressing on this. But 4 bars going at 100 kilometers an hour, you'll follow at roughly 150 to 180 feet. So a good safe distance. The lane centering, little image of the steering wheel, top right there. Above 60 kilometers an hour, when the cameras can see the road lines, those gray lines on either side of the WRX will illuminate white. And when it does that, and you've got cruise set and everything, that'll go green, indicating that it's not autopilot, it's not self-driving, but it's gonna help keep you centered in your lane, help you through corners. You're not wandering in your lane at the end of a long day of driving, which is really nice. Again, have someone demonstrate this for you on a test drive. It's the best thing ever. I didn't think I would like it as a driver. It's fantastic. Now, we've got mode and star. So star is my individual driver setting, but we've got 4 preset driver modes and then a custom one. So when I press mode, down here, beside the P for park, it says C for comfort. Then we've got normal, we've got sport sharp, and then we have individual. Now, if you're curious what those settings are, over on our 11.6-inch touchscreen, it shows you've got comfort and it's all set to normal, all comfort, normal, and you can see how it changes. I mean, it changes the eyesight, the climate control, the suspension, the steering, because this one has the electronic dampers, sport sharp, so kind of race car mode. Then individual, so sport sharp, steering is sport, suspension's comfort, all-wheel drive is set to the sport. Like, you can customize this for the driving you do or your personal preference, which is super cool. We do have paddles on the back of the steering wheel for shifting. With the Subaru Performance Transmission, you get the paddles, which is really nice. We have on the sides of our mirrors our blind spot detection indicators. So it's going to look like that, orange, on the corresponding side when someone is in your blind spot or is going to be in your blind spot momentarily, which is very handy. Not an excuse not to shoulder check, and as you saw before, the visibility is phenomenal in this car, but it's just an extra aid. Now, this 11.6-inch touchscreen, we've kind of broken it into 3 portions, or Subaru's broken it into 3 portions. At the top, we've got navigation destination. So if I set somewhere in map, and then I go to the radio screen, it'll still tell me turn right 200 meters on Queensway or whatever. What we're listening to, we've got gauges, widgets, which you simply touch and you can change. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I always set the same ones. Weather, part of your 3-month satellite radio trial. All depends what you're comfortable looking at. We do have navigation powered by TomTom. No subscription for it. Good for the life of the vehicle. You can go full screen if you'd like. Radio, media, phone, pretty self-explanatory. Under apps, we have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. When you put it in reverse, backup camera automatically comes up, shows you the top of the bumper. We have rear assist braking, and we have parking sensors in this WRX. So if it thinks you're gonna hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour, it applies the brakes. It's terrifying, but it's great. You don't hit anything. We have physical volume and tuning knobs on either side, which is nice. We've got car info. We can set maintenance reminders. There is a second screen. You can turn off the display. You can set valet mode. Auto vehicle hold is a brake holder for construction, drive-through, or rush hour traffic. And we can add additional shortcuts if there's an area in the settings you go to often. You can add an additional shortcut for that. Bottom portion, we've got the home button, the open envelope. We can turn on AVH from there. We can hook up to 5 phones to Bluetooth. Simply takes you to the Bluetooth screen. This always takes you to the main screen. You can set driver profiles. And then under the vehicle here, we've got vehicle controls. And you, of course, can change things. If you don't want steering responsive headlights, you can turn that off. Changes some of the safety stuff. You can change the digital speedometer to miles per hour if you're ever traveling in the States. Really easy stuff to do. The bottom portion is our climate control. It is dual zone. We have physical buttons on either side, and it goes up or down in 0.5 degree increments. Or we can simply click on the screen. We can click. We can sync. We can slide. And when I sync, I mean sync the passenger side to the driver's side. So if your passenger gets out, you don't have to fiddle with their side, just press sync and it goes to your side. Control where you want your airflow being directed. If you want AC, recirc, max AC on, if you just want full auto climate, you've got lots of options. There's big fan strength buttons, they're hard to miss. Heated seats, 3 stages for both the driver and the passenger. High, medium, low, and off. Below that, we have a couple USBs, an auxiliary input, and a 12-volt power point. Now, this is designed to be a media device storage area. It is rubberized to hopefully stop things from sliding around. It is the Subaru Performance Transmission in the GT. You've got the manual mode where you use the paddles, but very, very quick, very, very nice to drive. I do recommend you try it out before you make a verdict on a WRX with the auto. It's a blast to drive. Parking brake, you pull up to activate. If my foot's not on the brake and I push down to deactivate it, it actually pops up and says, depress the brake. My foot's on the brake and I push down, off it goes. Cup holders, I like the placement of these ones a lot better than the previous ones myself. A little bit of storage here, and then we have a nice soft touch armrest. There's a decent amount of storage in there, and there is another 12-volt power point and a place to run cords out if you need to charge anything. Up top, this is my favorite feature ever in any vehicle, and I think especially in cars, hatchbacks, that sort of thing, this is hugely beneficial. It's an auto-dimming rearview mirror. There's no switch to flick. It's got a light sensor, automatically dims if someone's got their brights on behind you. It's fantastic. Huge fan of it. It does have the HomeLink system here. You can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror. You don't have to carry one of those bulky openers on your visor and your door card, anything like that. There's an integrated compass. Up top, we have SOS and roadside assistance / concierge service. That's part of your 3-year trial to the My Subaru connected services you get with most new Subarus. We've got map lights, sunroof controls. It is just the regular size tilt and slide sunroof, kind of what you'd expect. Headliner is black, which I really like. And we do have vanity mirror with light. And this can be pulled over to the side if the sun's directly at your left. And you can do that on that side if it's directly over to the passenger's right. Now, let's take a look under the hood. And as long as you're in park, you don't have to have your foot on the brake. Shuts off. And actually, I'll show you something else we do have before I head out there. So we've got that little slot right there. When I turn it on, a bunch of lights are going to flash. It's kind of like a heads-up display. It puts a light up on the windscreen, and it's part of the eyesight system. So it is pretty beneficial. It works really well, in my opinion. Something to get used to. I do have a video going over what all of those lights are. I'll include that link to that video in this video's description. So just like every other Subaru, to open the hood, you walk to the front here and hand in to the right of the logo, facing down, move from right to left. That right there. This is actually the only vehicle left in our lineup with hood struts, which is really nice. I like them. There it is, 2.4 liter turbocharged Boxer engine, 271 horsepower. Top mount intercooler, you can see the intercooler feed through there. That iconic hood scoop, and pretty much everything in yellow was what the average consumer is going to touch during their ownership, unless, you know, they're overly mechanically inclined. Easy access to the air filter. We have our dipstick, coolant reservoir, oil fill cap with top mount oil filter, which is really nice. We've got washer fluid, easy access to the battery if you ever need to change that. And we have our brake fluid right there. So really easy. Now to close these, I just like to slam, not really slam it, but push it down. I don't like to close it and then push down on my hands because I feel like I'm going to break it when I do that. I know that, or dent it. I know the chances of that happening are slim to nil, but it still feels like it. I'll give you guys that last 360-degree walk around of the 24 WRX GT. Absolute ride to drive. They're phenomenal in our northern climates, even with the snow we get. I've never had any of my customers complain about not being able to get to work or out of their driveway or anything like that. Put a half decent set of winter tires on these and you are set. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. Thanks for sticking with me, watching my walkthrough of the 24 WRX GT in the World Rally Blue. If you guys have any questions about this car behind me, any of the tech in it, any of the features in it, or any of the vehicles or features in our lineup, please put them in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. If you're in British Columbia looking for a Subaru or willing to make the trip to Northern BC to pick up a Subaru, please reach out to me directly. I'd love to help you find your perfect car. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk soon.